Hi guys, and welcome back to Hi guys.
Hey guys,
and welcome back to the Cool Beans podcast. I'm Bree,
and I'm Raymond,
and he's the Cool,
and she's the Beans.
In this episode, we are super excited to be interviewing our amazing friend, Joasia Karwatka. Hey!
Joasia, how's it going today? Thanks for doing this. We're super pumped to have you on Cool Beans today.
So our first question for you is, what is your background? Such as, how many siblings do you have? Where'd you grow up? Etc., etc.
Yeah, so a little bit about my background. I am 19. I was born in Mineral Wells, West Virginia, and I lived there for 13 years. I was homeschooled during that entire time, and we ended up moving to New Jersey whenever I started high school. And so, we lived here. I continued to be homeschooled the entirety through high school, along with my three siblings. They're all younger than me. It's Pierce, Sela, and Emery. And my parents, Alex and Gina Karwatka. And then I actually ended up through high school not technically being homeschooled. I actually went to the community college and took credits there. And I ended up graduating a year early, which was kind of crazy, but God has a plan and it worked out really well. And then my background in terms of, I guess, kind of moving over to my faith, my family's been Christians since I was little. I accepted Christ at a really young age, and it's really been that core for my family. Homeschooling, we centered around how to live your life as a Christian, how to be strong in that, but also be able to live and work in the world. And then it was a really good opportunity for me in community college to be able to practice holding on to my faith in a more secular environment than I had been whenever I was homeschooled. That's kind of a little bit about my background.
That's super cool to learn some more about your background. Thanks for sharing all that. So our next question is, what brought you to Valley Forge? What's your major? All of that good stuff.
Oh, okay. How did I end up at Valley Forge? So when I was a freshman in high school, I went to the New Jersey Youth Convention, and all of the Assemblies of God colleges were coming up and talking about their schools, and I didn't grow up AG, so I didn't know about any of them. And I remember Valley Forge students going up and talking, and God was like, here. I was like, what? Okay. And I got really excited listening to them. I got really excited talking to them about the school and campus life and the mission over UVF. And I went up to my mom, because she was a chaperone, and I was like, Mom, I want to go to UVF. This is going to be my school. And we went and we talked, and at the time I was a veterinary medicine major. At the community college that I was at, I was going for biology so that I could go into veterinary medicine. And my heart was really set on that. And we found out the Valley Forge didn't have that degree, and so it fell off of my option list. And then, over the years I kept working towards being a veterinarian, and all of a sudden, God started kind of poking at my heart, and he was like, hey, maybe this isn't where I want you. My mom's a social worker, and she had kind of been just casually telling me stories every once in a while, and I remember hearing what she did when she worked and being like, wow, I want to do that. That would be so cool, but I'm a biology major. And, that was really God's way of kind of being like, hey, this is good, but I have so much better for you. So the end of my junior year, I changed my major, and all of the schools that I'd been looking for fell off of my list, but Valley Forge was suddenly an option again. And it was really cool, because it was the first time that in my life I had seen God call me to something, and then it followed through, I'd felt God call me to something before, but it was all for when I was older, and this was just God really working in my life and saying, hey, let's go, get ready, we're gonna go on this ride, and I have so much planned for you. I ended up applying and getting accepted, but then there was the issue of I was a minor. Having graduated high school a year early, I was still 17, and so my parents were kind of going back and forth on whether or not they should let me go a year early or hold me back a year. And after a lot of prayer and consideration and talking about it, they ended up deciding to let me come, which was the best option I could have had. And yeah, I ended up at UVF. And being a veterinary science major would have been awesome. I would have loved it. But, like I said, God has so much better. I adore my social work classes. There's not a doubt in my mind that social work is not where He wants me. I have a minor in counseling as well to kind of aid that. But yeah, so that's my UVF story.
Okay, and then our next question is, what has God been teaching you lately? So, what has He shown you through your work or through your schoolwork or anything like that?
Yeah. I think probably the biggest thing that God has been teaching me this semester, as an RA and as, a leader in my church and, a student and even just, a follower of Him, is probably how to walk with Him through my entire day. I'm someone who likes to take control of everything. I like making all the decisions. I like knowing where I'm going. I like having a plan. And He's really kind of been teaching me how to let go of the reins and let Him walk me through my day, let Him guide me through my day. I think also, in the last season of my life, I was learning how to just sit in His presence and just spend time with Him, spend that quality time with Him, loving Him, abiding in His presence. And He's been teaching me now how that time doesn't have to end. When you're sitting alone in your room and you're just soaking in, the love of the Lord and just listening to the Holy Spirit, that doesn't have to end when you leave your room. You can carry that with you through your day. You can kind of maintain that spirit of prayer and that spirit of worship regardless of what you're doing throughout the day. So yeah, I would say that's something He's really been teaching me. He's also been teaching me patience in waiting for His plans. There's a lot of places that I feel called, well, not a lot, but there's places that I feel called that I know He's preparing me for. It's just waiting for His timing that gets kind of frustrating. And so He's been teaching me how to be patient and how to rely on His timing, and just lay in the peace that His timing is perfect. And you can have good, but God can have so much better for you. So yeah, that's kind of the stuff He's been teaching me.
Awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so our final question for you is, on a little bit of a lighter note, what is your favorite coffee order, go-to coffee, or go-to coffee place that you love to go to?
Oh gosh, if you know me, you know I love coffee. I go everywhere. My favorite place in Phoenixville is definitely Ebrew. It's 15 minutes away from campus, which is, it's not far enough for me not to go. I'm there all the time. But my favorite coffee there is either a cold brew. They have really good cold brew. And I love mochas. It's my favorite drink. So yeah, cold brew or a mocha. Ooh, and then a couple weeks ago, the barista had me put this new sweetener in my mocha. It's almost like agave, but it wasn't. It had kind of the same flavor. And it was so good. Oh my word, I forget what it's called. But anyway, yeah, I would say Ebrew and then either a cold brew or a mocha, for sure.
Joasia, thanks so much for being a part of this. We were really happy to have you on this episode, and we just really appreciate you being willing to be a part of it. Alrighty, y'all, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Like this video if you liked it.
And we really appreciate you guys watching. Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool beans, yeah.
Cool beans. Cool beans. Beans cool.